Mannette becomes the last of them to join the line. They're almost set and ready here. Race number 2.
Just the one to move up, riders.
Light now flashing on the gates. Stand by for a start. Racing from the inside, Bell Lap won the start. Uni Queen jumped nicely, but the favourite's going to settle back near enough to last. The Velvet Queen through the first 200, and now Kutsanya, the 6-year-old newcomer to racing, has quickly rolled to the top. The grey takes over, goes clear from Amped Up Black, coming over Lucy Mannette. Settling up there, running fourth is Bell Lap, and then Uni Queen, who'd eased behind those. She got a bit of cover early on. Val Barney is next, followed by So In Love, and patiently handled out the back. Last of all is the odds-on pop, the Velvet Queen, about 6 or 7 from the leader. Kutsanya making play, had them stacked up, now being challenged here prior to the turn by Lucy Mannette. Behind those then is Amped Up Black. Uni Queen, the first to make a move of the fancies, comes out 3 and 4 deep. Back behind them, hard ridden into the home turn. Next of all is Bell Lap, followed by Val Barney. The Velvet Queen is starting to poke her way through, and wider out is So In Love, but they still have to grab the newcomer Kutsanya. Uni Queen lets down now to come after it, and then came the Velvet Queen, who's 2 lengths behind. At the 100, Uni Queen. Now the Velvet Queen starts to hit overdrive. The Velvet Queen grabbed Uni Queen in the absolute last stride and got home from last. The Velvet Queen with an early double to Chris Parnham has won from Uni Queen. In behind them came Kutsanya, which has run a very good race on debut, in the Bell Lap. They finished tight together. A gap then Val Barney, So In Love back there, as well as Amped Up Black and also Lucy Mannette. Number 9, the Velvet Queen. Chris Parnham there picks off an early double. Back there last, coming through the middle of the field. Uni Queen got a little break. Came out early there, made its move before the turn. Kicking to the front, but then exposed and run over by the Velvet Queen, with Kutsanya, who was responsible for the pace. The 6-year-old gelding there on debut here this afternoon, and has run a very cheeky first up. Third, fourth is number 6, Bell Lap. 9, the winner, the Velvet Queen, full sister to the Velvet King, the $700,000 stakes earner for the McAuliffe stable, trained by D-Mac and raced by Impressive Racing as well as Boomgate Racing, and Mesdames Eifler, Tancredi, Buckingham and Adams, Nicholas Griffiths, the Lads Racing Syndicate, Eifler Thompson, Amy Evans, the Shepherd Group, as well as Mrs. S. King, LG Rowland and D. Sterling. And Salutes first up. Won by half a length, 1 3/4, second and third in 1:12.79. And she peeled off a 34.53. Very nice performance there by the Velvet Queen. Uni Queen on return by Universal Ruler from Delta Jane for Don Hammerquist's Northern Thoroughbreds, trained by Justine Urkel and Sean O'Donnell there in the saddle. And Kutsanya is by Reliable Man from Magic Bell, owned by the Mount Hallowell stud, trained by Roy Rogers, ridden by Matty Cornick. The third event, the Amelia Park Maiden at 2:35 over the 1,200 metres, clear of alterations. Brittany Taylor joining us, and an early double for Chris Parnham here at Belmont Park this afternoon, and a last to first win by the favourite, the Velvet Queen. Punters getting it right, taking the short odds, whatever odds were there at the end of betting.
They did indeed. Good start to the day for Chris Parnham. Darren McAuliffe joins me now. And Darren, there's a real sense of passing the baton over from the brother, the Velvet King, retiring over the weekend, and then hands over the baton to the little sister, and she gets the job done.
Yeah, sort of roller coaster of emotions, isn't it? You know, like, yeah, the Velvet King was my favourite horse and still is my favourite horse. And, yeah, we know his sister's very, very talented. She's sort of a long way behind where he was at the same age, but not her fault for that. But, yeah, she looks like she's got an enormous amount of upside.
Can you compare the two? Are there similarities there?
Yeah. And Valago, unfortunately, the other half-brother, there's some similarities between all of them, but the good and the bad. But one thing she's got is a stack of ability and a really devastating turn of foot, which the Velvet King probably never had. Never got the opportunity to probably ride him like that. But, yeah, she'll settle. I think she'll get 2,000 metres, which he couldn't sort of stay the 2,000. So I think she's got a bit of a future.
We saw how impressive she was to the line and through the line. What was the most pleasing part of that performance today?
Chris not getting stuck in traffic.
That seems like the perfect segue over to Chris. Well done on the win.
Thank you.
There is Darren. Over to Chris with Scott.
Well, Chris, Darren just said the best part about the win was you not getting stuck in traffic. I think he was worried turning for home that there was nowhere to go, but you had a lap full of horse underneath.
Yeah, I had a bit of horse there. I was in two minds what to do about the 500, but I just thought I didn't want to go right around him. Just, in the end, I probably wouldn't have won the race if I did that, so I just sort of cut the corner a bit, and luckily he found a passage through.
Only a Wednesday maiden, but looks like she's got a fair future ahead.
Yeah, I think so. She gives me a nice feel, so she's going to be winning better races than a maiden today.
First start in WA for LeSueur. What can you tell us about this mare for Michael Lane?
Trials have been okay. Should improve when it comes to the races, I think, so she's no champion, but I think she'll put herself well.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
There is a Chris Parnham, and I'm just getting the latest of the story for this 6-year-old debutante from Roy Rogers, Kutsiana. I'll just ask you to tell the story, Roy, because he's run a ripper race, a 6-year-old on debut. Where has he been for the last 6 years?
Yeah, he's a really well-bred horse, one of Craig Thompson's, and he was with Dave Harrison early days, and just had a lot of, shin soreness and going through the motions, and because he's bred to go 2 mile, they thought he was always going to take time, but I think had a few like shin soreness, knees, just immaturity. He got retired. A young lady had him and did dressage and show jumping, and he just moves on a bit of cotton. He's a beautiful horse to ride. And then Craig said, "Would you like to give him a crack?" I said, "No worries, I'll give him a crack." And we went halves, and the horse is going really, really well. That Craig sort of thought it's way too short. I said, well, good stayers go well fresh, so we'll just see how he goes. A good little ride for Maddie, and I think had she gone a little bit earlier, he may not have won, but he probably easily runs second.
Hey, well, it's a great story regardless. Good luck with him going forward.
Thanks, Brittany.
There's Roy Rogers. Had to know what a 6-year-old is doing on debut, and what a remarkable story that is by with Kutsiana. They're retired, dressage, equestrian, everything, and then back as a racehorse. But couldn't beat the Velvet Queen today, who takes the mantle from her brother, the Velvet King, who was retired recently. It's the Velvet Queen who takes out race number 2.